Barakat Yahweh, Barakat Yahweh Shah, Barakat Yahweh, Barakat Yahweh Shah, Barakat Yahweh, Barakat Yahweh Shah, Call Halamia, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Wakak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles of Israel, a.k.a. the head apostles of Great Millstone, who rule well and teach well with sound doctrine. Shalom to the elders of Great Millstone as well. Peace, love, salutations, and blessings to all the sincere Akiam and Akwath who subscribe to this truth. A hearty shalom to the men out there on the highways and byways, teaching and preaching the truth and sincerity, making their bodies a living sacrifice, risking their lives and risking their freedom to do so, to bring it out. And last but not least, a hearty shalom to the Men of Valor Camp, New Jersey, NYC, first camp I ever heard the truth from, Isaiah 62, verses 6 through 7. Those that make mention of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai, keep not silence, give him no rest. To Jerusalem is the praise in all the earth. So this is Brother Ash, back at it with another sit down to the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai. Lord, so you'll be edified by the sit down. Going to cover a few articles that were released within the past few days that go into E and his new advancements and steps towards, his enterprise, which he won't be able to accomplish, but we have to report it step by step. And Lord's will, you'll be edified by it. So I'm going to go into a article that was released by the Seattle Times, March 8th, one from the 9th that was released by CNN, and another one that was released just a day ago from Fox News. I'm also going to touch on a few other things as well, and Lord's will, this video will be edifying. So today is the 10th, 9:04 p.m. out here in California, and no further ado, let's get into it. So the European Union announces plans for digital Crown Royal Max passport. So let's read about it a little bit. So the European Union's rumored plans to develop a transnational Max passport are now a definite reality. So European Union officials confirm that they're working on a European digital green pass, and the European Commission is expected to publish a draft of the legislation by March 17th, according to Euronews. While still controversial, Mad Max passports would enable those who've receiving the V to move more freely between countries within the bloc, hopefully re-energizing the severely depressed travel sector in the process. The scheme would allow fully V'd travelers to bypass member states' current restrictions, such as a 10-day quarantine and mandatory testing measures. V passports, can't say that word, and I don't want to say, Mad Max too many times because, YouTube has been tripping on my videos, taking them down left and right. So V passports would potentially link not only official V certificates, but recent Crown Royal test results and or documented evidence of previous recovery from the Crown Royal. The European Commission's forthcoming draft proposal will set out details for a common format that can be accepted across the European Union and lay the groundwork for the technology's future interoperability. So they plan on doing this by June at the earliest. That's what it says. I'm actually going to leave a link to this actual article, when I get done with this video. So if you want to get more detailed on it, you can do so, Lord's will. So let's get on to the next article. This is published 2 days ago, actually yesterday. First one was published 2 days ago, March 8th. Today is the 10th. Let's get into it. So, VED Americans it's like it allowed to taste freedom. So, this is from CNN. At last, there's some good news. Exactly one horrific, demoralizing, and family-splitting year since darkness descended on America. Exactly one demoralizing and family-splitting year since darkness descended on America. Top public health officials arrived at a virtual White House Crown Royal strategy briefing on Monday, armed with tangible hope. Slack in announcing new U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention guidelines on how fully VED citizens can begin to pick up their lives. They struck a momentous turning point in a pandemic that is oft more than 525,000 Americans, Babylonians. It's science-based. It's sensible. You can hug your grandkids again. If you've been waiting to get a haircut, see the dentist, you can do that. Former CDC Director Tom Frieden said on CNN's The Situation Room. So basically what they're doing is they're propelling the propaganda machine to get people into this mode to where they are fiending for the solution that Esau has given them. And that's his V. That Maxwell concert down there at the stadiums that they have, the sold out stadiums, all the sellouts are going to go see Maxwell, sing his song, sing his sellout song, to get that solution that he has and the certificate for the solution, that's what they're propelling the propaganda machine to get people to do, to entice them to do, to entice people to basically to be in awe at the beast, man. And a lot of people are going to fall for it. They're already falling for it. And I said this before in the videos last week. Don't get weak. If your family members start pressuring you and, pressure from your job, because this man is going to come down with great wrath and eventually mandate this thing. And I'm going to get into that as well, Lord's will. So moving on. So China is leading the way with this virtual program that they have. And you can read the headlines. I just Googled it. You can see the Google results that popped up. China and what they're doing. So they're the first ones doing it, right? But China is a country with a social credit system to where basically people are living in a society that is not like any other society in the world, And if China's leading the way, prepare, strap up, mentally, and hold on, because it's going to get rough out here, rough and tough. Because if China's leading the way, if you know anything about the social credit system in China, and how they're running their society and how their government is running their society, they're going to they're basically going to bring that shit over here, man. And the fact that they're the first ones with it, it should tell you something. It should tell you the direction that these elites want to take the New World Order agenda in. And that's draconian measures, draconian laws. And pretty soon you're going to see that word mandatory, mandate, forced, thrown out more often. I'm going to get into that in a second. So let's read about it a little bit. So China issues world first Crown Royal Maxwell concert. Passport in boost for travel. So although less than 4% of China's population has fully received the V, the Mad Max certificates were launched on Monday. And Israel's already doing this. New York is already doing a test run with this. And China's paving the way right now with the latest advancements that they have, on a technological front. Let's read about it just a little bit. So the reboot, Slovakia, the international travel industry, China has issued the world's first Crown Royal V passport, which shows a user's status as far as the V, recent tests, and antibody test results. So only about 3.65% of China's population has fully received the V. They launched this app, basically that goes on your phone, and the social credit system has an app as well, I believe. So China's leading the way, and if they're leading the way, expect for things to get really, really, really dark and draconian pretty soon. Because if they're leading the way, all you have to do is take a good look at China and how they run their government and how the government runs everything and how the people have no say so. There's no freedom of speech out there. If you post something on Facebook or any social media that's not what they want people to read, your social credit score goes down. You can't go and travel. Pretty much you're ostracized from society, And if they're leading the way, expect for them to bring this over here, man. That whole stigma of draconian measures, draconian law, they're going to bring that over here, man. And the fact that China's leading the way, it should tell you something. So I just went and did a Google search on mandatory Crown Royal inoculation. You can see the word that's right there. I'm using a different word because I believe that's a buzzword. And if you say it too many times, or if you say it on your YouTube video and you're talking about information like this, they will take action. I've had a few videos taken down in the past month, on a few different channels, a couple strikes. So I'm just moving with wisdom. So I did a Google search, better yet. You can see the Google search right there. I'm going to show you the first 2 pages and the news articles that pop up. I went to news, and you can see the direction that this thing is turning in, man. So employers grapple with tough new question. Can they demand workers to get V'd? 2 days ago. 3 days ago. Okay. Disregard. Boom. A week ago. I covered this in the last video I did. That's not a camp video. It's a sit down video. Military may revisit making Crown Royal inoculations mandatory. Look at this. No punch, no lunch. No JAB, no JOB. 4 days ago, out of the Washington Post. Move to mandate. Look at this. As the land of the 1948ers opens, the Amalekite land, whoever does not have the V will be left behind. 3 weeks ago. You can see the direction this is turning. You can see where they're taking this, man. If you don't have the eye salve to see, well, I'm going to tell you, they're going to mandate this shit, man. Look at this. Look at this. And this is just the first page. Oregon. You see that word You see this word being thrown around in every single article. You know, I did a Google search for it, but you can see it's all within the past week, month, 6 hours ago. You know, look at this. Look at the propaganda machine, 10% of U.S. Man. So the next page, let's look at the next page. Will Hollywood require the Crown Royale for workers? 13 hours ago. Experts warn of, whoa, I didn't even see this one an hour ago. Look at the propaganda machine. So you know what this is going to lead to, right? That's going to lead to the chip with no salsa, man. The abominable Super Bowl party, man. The chips with no dip, you know? Look it. Let me read this. Experts warn of Crown Royale inoculation card fraud. So if that's happening, we're going to need something permanent. And don't let the electrical grid go down. Don't let a blackout happen. Oh, we're going to need to start everything over, man. And we're going to need you to stick this in your body to make sure, for sure, you got it. You can see where they're taking this and turning this, man. You know, which way the wheels are turning on the bus, man. Look at bar to build a bar. Mandatory. I mean, it's plain as day. And all you fake Israelite leaders out here that aren't giving the warning, that aren't blowing the trumpet, you're going to have to go into hiding, man. Because not only are we calling you out, because that's our duty as a watchman, the prophecies are calling you out, man. You're going to have to hide because of these prophecies, man. And as this word gets thrown out more often, and as these things get pushed more and more and more, your congregation is only going to have more and more and more questions, man. Look at correction officer files suit over. They're already pushing it on the people who work at the jails and the correction institutions, man. You know, it's only a matter of time before they push it on the rest of the general public. The healthcare workers were first. Then it's people who work in those industries, as far as government industries. They're already starting to push it on the soldiers, on the military. Pretty soon it's going to be your postmen, you know, school teachers, so on and so forth. And then it's going to go down to the, I think EMT and people who work in that field, as far as those people may have already had that ultimatum pushed on them. And pretty soon it's going to go down to your every day normal person who works at the grocery store, you know, the person who works at a call center, man, you know. So, you know, you can see where they're taking this, and you can see what direction they're turning the bus, man, you know, because the momentum is pointing towards, and all signs point towards, and leads to the MOB. Because why would they have this article being published and this thought thrown out there? Because pretty soon they're gonna do this, you know, and then they're gonna say it's not good enough, so we need to do something about this. And guess what? That's gonna lead to the MOB. So let's get into some scriptures. And wrap this up. And Lord's will, you'll be edified by this. So this is Revelation 12:12. Therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. Rejoice ye heavens. That means you that are in this truth, you that understand this truth, and be thankful for you understanding this truth. You know, be thankful. You know, if you're able to break down this word, whatever level of understanding that Yahweh Bashmi Ashai gave you, be thankful of that. You know, because any given day we can fall out. I'm seeing it happen from people who, you know, I thought, you know, would be decent and solid, seeing them bug out, man. And once again, don't get rattled by it. Be thankful that you still understand this, man. Be thankful that you're not bugging out. Be thankful that you're not getting weak, you know. So Revelation 12:12, Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, everybody else, the 2/3, the other nations, woe to them. That means destruction. For the devil, Esau, Edom, so-called white man, Idumea, is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time. And he does. Time is this man's worst enemy. So Isaiah 10:1, woe to them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness which they have prescribed. And woe means destruction, and decree means laws. And mandatory, mandatory, that means a decree. And he's pretty soon, he's going to set that decree in Babylon. And that's going to be the hour of temptation. And then he's going to say this right here, he's already writing articles about it. And pretty soon, Lord's will, I may do another search on this tomorrow to see how many new, fresh articles are trending with this type of topic right here. Because the brothers in GMS Birmingham brought this out, and I wasn't even meaning to look for anything like that. I just stumbled upon it in my search. So call on me, how about Shem Shah, for that, because that shows me and that gives me the second confirmation that this is happening, because they brought it out in their lesson with an article that was out of Tennessee, and this is I think a different state, maybe the same state, but you can see what direction that they're taking this, man. Which direction they're taking this. It's like it. Because they're gonna say that, oh yeah, well, we don't know, man. We don't know if you have it or not. We don't know if your card is good or not, man. We're gonna need something better. And guess what? Guess what's gonna be better in their opinion? That MOBZ, that RFID chip, man. And this is all them giving life to the image, they're doing it through gradualism, and that's what this is all about. That's what this is all about. The CDC giving out the hall pass, basically. Everybody was in middle school, you get the hall pass, you go out, go kick it for a little minute, That's what they're giving people, man, this hall pass, man. And allowed to taste freedom. Wow, the audacity of E, man. Fucking devil has to go, man. So this is the next scripture I'm going to cover. But woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees. Because, all this is an unrighteous decree, man. But he has to do it. It's all part of prophecy. This man has to do this. And the fact that he's doing this and we see this and we understand it and we know it, it's beautiful. Be thankful for it. So this is Proverbs 14:15. The simple believeth every word, but the prudent man looketh well to his going. And the simple are believing every word, trembling under the bed, watching Fox News, CNN, afraid to go outside. You see him driving down the street with 3-4 masks on. They got the mask, the shield, all the windows rolled up. Like, come on, man. And you pretty much assume those people are pretty much gone. They're going to go down there to that Maxwell concert, and Maxwell's going to blow the roof off the stadium, essentially, and they're going to be wooed by Maxwell's concert, and be fainting like the fans who seen Michael Jackson back in the day. And that's me talking in code language, but for those that pick up what I'm putting down, they're going to do exactly that. Because fans were fainting at Michael Jackson. They're going to do the same thing for Mad Max and Maxwell down there, man, at them stadiums, at those local, Maxwell centers where you go buy the Maxwell CD. You get the Maxwell CD. And that's that punch, the punch to get the lunch, the JAB for the JOB, if you pick up what I'm putting down. So this is Proverbs 14:15. The simple believeth every word, but the prudent man looketh well to his going. Now, if you look up that word prudent, if you look it up in just a regular Google search, you'll find out what it is. Because in the Google, in the in the Strongs, they sort of dance around the actual definition. But to double check, you always want to do a Google search and just let the spirit roll. So this is prudent right here. Acting or showing care and thought for the future. So that's the actual Google definition. And then if you go to the Strong's definition, it says subtle, shrewd, crafty, shrewd, sensible, prudent. Now, if you actually go to this definition, this is the proper definition. In good sense, prudent, cautious. And that's what a prudent man, he is cautious. He looks well to his going because he has good sense, because Yahweh Bashim Yahshai has not left him blinded. He's lifted off the blinders. He has the eye salve, to see. So 1 Samuel 9:9. Before time in Israel, when a man went to inquire of the Most High, thus he spake, come and let us go to the seer, for he that is now called a prophet was before time called a seer. And if you go into the Strong's definition for seer, it goes into a whole bunch of different definitions: see, look, behold, shew, appear, provide, perceive. But if you go into this one right here, this is the main one: foreseeth. And the prophets are able to foresee things. We're able to see the danger coming because we've been given the eye salve, we've been given the mysteries, and we've been given the vision, to see, have vision, to see, perceive. Then it gives a whole bunch of different definitions. And then if you go down here, it actually gives you the real definition, which we were looking for, which I was looking for: think, view, visions, And a lot of prophets would get visions, as well. And that was in the old times. John was on the island of Patmos, and he had visions as well, that the book of Revelation covers as well. So let's keep it going. So this is Proverbs 22. I'm going to read 3 through 5. Proverbs 22. A prudent man. So we looked up the definition of prudent. That's one showing care or acting with or showing care and thought for the future. The person that has the eye salve, basically, he's been given the mysteries. A prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished, and they are, because Yahweh Bashim Yahshai has blinded the simple. He's given them the spirit of deep sleep, to where they won't be able to understand this word. They won't be able to see any of these advancements that this man is making towards crowning his enterprise, which is his new world order. And that's out of order out of chaos, which he's doing with all this celebrity gossip to distract people and to distract Jake and to keep Jake in some dumbed down mindset to where they don't even care about the prophecies or the prophets or the word or anything that we're saying. They're too wrapped up in following what's happening with that British royal family, Soldier Boy and 6ix9ine, and who else? Bobby Shmurda, whatever Esau wants to feed them, as far as on the left hand side, to keep them distracted and dumbed down. This new stimulus check, and that snare of that, and just all this garbage that he's feeding our people, man. So this is Proverbs 22:3. A prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself in this truth, with this word, with this doctrine, with this understanding. But the simple pass on and are punished. By humility and fear of the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahshai are riches. By humility and fear of the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahshai are riches and honor and life. And the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. That's the first attribute that you gain in this truth, is fear of the Lord, the elder Hawad from North Carolina was going into fear of the Lord this morning, and how there's so many passages that talks about and that mention fearing the Lord, because the Lord, he's a great power, and he's a great king, and he's meant to be feared, and he's known by the judgments which he executes, roughly paraphrasing the scriptures, So by humility and fear of the Lord are riches and honor and life. Proverbs 22:5. Thorns and snares are in the way of the forward. I'm going to get the definition on forward in a second. He that doth keep his soul shall be far from them. And if you go into the definition of forward, it means, basically a person that's perverse, fraud, which, this whole scare is right now. You have to have a double cloth for the deadliest thing ever known to man, right? The deadliest thing ever known to man, right? You know what I'm saying? You need a double cloth for it, You don't need a moon suit like the Jetsons had, or like they have when they supposedly go out in space, supposedly go out in space. You don't need a moon suit. You just need a double cloth, maybe a shield. We all have it. We have it all for sale. We just made it in the past few months. Here's one. Here's a double one. Drive in your car and watch CNN tonight and Fox News tonight and tremble at our report. Don't believe the prophet's report. Believe our report. That's what Esau has our people reduced to, man. Just being sottish children, man. Dumbasses, man. Just falling for every single word, believing on every single word, man. And the simple do believeth every word, man. The simple believeth every word that Esau's saying. But the prudent man, the one with the foresight, the one that's been given the eye salve, that's been given the mysteries, that's been given the secrets, the prophets, they look well to their going. And Yahweh Shem Yahshua will protect them, man. The angel of the Lord encampeth around them that fear him, that fear the Lord, and delivereth them. Psalms 34:7, roughly paraphrasing, So let's keep it going. This is Proverbs 2:10-12. When wisdom entereth into thine heart. Now, the Hebrew word for heart is la'ab, which is actually your mind. So when wisdom I got excited. When wisdom entereth into thine heart, into your mind, and knowledge is pleasant. Knowledge can't enter into your heart, it enters into your mind. Into thy soul. Let's read this again. When wisdom entereth into thine heart, and knowledge is pleasant unto thy soul, discretion shall preserve thee. Understanding shall keep thee. That's the understanding of this doctrine. The understanding of, the fear of the Lord, the understanding of who your enemy is, the understanding of the prophecies. So discretion shall preserve thee, understanding shall keep thee, to deliver thee from the way of the evil man. That's Esau, man, and his plans that he has for you, man. Let's read this again. Discretion shall preserve thee, understanding shall keep thee, to deliver thee from the way of the evil man, from the man that speaketh forward things, perverse things, frauds, foolishness. That's what he's speaking right now. A deceitful tongue. That's what he has. Let's keep it going. Psalm 71:4-5. Deliver me, O my power, out of the hand of the wicked. Well, who's the wicked? Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Roughly paraphrasing. The wicked is Esau, Edom, pursuant to Malachi 1:4. The borderline of wickedness, Esau, Edom. So let's read this again. Psalms 71:4. Deliver me, O my power, out of the hand of the wicked, out of the hand of the unrighteous and cruel man. And this man is unrighteous. He's setting unrighteous decrees right now. And you're going to see this word thrown out more and more and more, mandatory. And you're going to see this being pushed more and more, and that's going to lead to the MOB, man. And he's setting the stage right now to have the simple believeth every word that he's saying, so they'll be snared by that. So this is Psalms 71:4. Deliver me, O my power, out of the hand of the wicked, out of the hand of the unrighteous and cruel man. For thou art my hope, O Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Thou art my trust, and thou art my trust from my youth. Let me read this again. Got a little excited. This is Psalm 71:5. For thou art my hope, O Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Thou art my trust from my youth. And we do trust in Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. We trust in the full doctrine. Jacob's trouble is real. The RFID chip is the MOB. Esau, Edom is the wicked. And the Esau, Edom is the white man. He ain't Japhet. The white man ain't Japhet. Japhet is nowhere mentioned in end time prophecy. Japhet would never be ruling over the world. We believe the report in its fullness. The whole thing. The whole thing. The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. The 144% truth. Psalms 140, 1-3. Deliver me, O Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, from the evil man. Preserve me from the violent man. Esau, Edom, who imagine mischiefs in their heart, that's in their mind. Continually, they are gathered together for war. And they have been pretty much ever since they came unto this land, and before then as well. But you can literally tell who Esau, Edom is, through precept by precept, line upon line, here a little, there a little. This man is a red man. He's a bloody man. He's a cunning hunter. He likes bloody meat. He couldn't wait for the stew to cook. He loves war. 95% of the time, America's been a country. We've been at war. How'd he get this land? War. How'd he get Australia, New Zealand? War. I mean, we can just go on and on and on. But due to the interest of time, don't want to make this an hour-and-a-half lesson. Let's keep it going. So this is Psalms 140:1. Deliver me, O Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, from the evil man. Preserve me from the violent man, who imagine mischiefs in their heart, that's in their mind. Continually they are gathered together for war. They have sharpened their tongues like a serpent. Like a serpent. Adder's poison is under their lips. Salah. Now it's pretty interesting and ironic that serpent and this word is right here. Because what is the sign and what is the logo of the World Health Organization? It's a serpent swimming around a needle. And what is that? What's the World Health Organization pushing on everybody, man? To go down there to that Maxwell concert, man. To get this right here. Let's keep it going. Habakkuk 2:3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry means to delay, to remain, basically to not be happening right away. So let's read this again with understanding. Habakkuk 2:3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, though it remain, though it delay, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. And it's not tarrying right now. These prophecies are popping like popcorn, And the fact that these guys are leading the way, man, it should tell you something. It's going to be some trouble. Revelation 3:10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. And, I don't want to wrap this up. Yahweh Bashim Yashai keeps you from the hour of temptation, keeps me from the hour of temptation, and keeps all of us from the hour of temptation, because we're all going to be tried. We're all going to be tried by this man. This man's going to mandate this thing at your apartment, your job, your local grocery store, every single way you turn and everywhere you turn to, you're going to have to be faced with this word right here being thrown out more and more and more. This phrase right here, and them using this right here to eventually bring the next phase of what they want to do. The propaganda is already being put in the media, man, their medium, which is what they use to hypnotize the public, So let's go to 2nd Ezra, the 2nd chapter. I'm going to read 42 through 47, and I'll wrap this on up. And Lord's will you were edified by this. So this is 2nd Ezra 2 and 42. I, Ezra, now it says Ezra right there because it was translated into Greek, but it's really talking about the prophet Ezra, Ezra. But since it was translated into Greek, it says Ezra. Just like if you read in the New Testament, it talks about, in Yahushua, I believe it's Matthew 10, I believe, where Yahushua was quoting the book of Isaiah, and it says Isaias. It really means Isaiah because it was translated into Greek. So you'll see several places in the New Testament where it'll say a certain name, a certain prophet's name, a certain person's name from the Old Testament, and it'll be translated into Greek, better yet, but it'll mean, Isaiah. It'll mean Ezra, so on and so forth. So this is 2nd Ezra 2 and 42. I, Ezra, saw upon the Mount Sion a great people whom I could not number, and they all praised the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yashai with songs. And in the midst of them was a young man of high stature, taller than the rest, and upon every one of their heads he sat crowns, which is the goal of this ministry right here, the kingdom of heaven, to be crowned, to be joint rulers with Yahweh Shai. That's what we're doing this for rulership. That's the whole theme of Yahweh Shai's ministry. He told his disciples to go out and preach and say the kingdom of heaven is at hand, and the kingdom is at hand. The kingdom is nigh. That's why you see all these UFO sightings. That's why this man's coming down with great wrath. That's why the prophecies are popping like popcorn left and right, because the kingdom is at hand. And this is what's at stake right here, rulership. That's why this man's getting so mad. That's why this man's so hot. Esau is hot right now, man. He's probably going to watch this video and a few other videos that brothers put out today and go bang his head against the wall and get mad again, man. That's like if you're playing somebody in chess and literally before you move your piece, he's telling you what you're going to do 2 moves ahead because he's blocking off the whole board and you end up having to do that shit anyway. That's what the prophets are doing to him right now. That's through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yashai. That's what we're doing to this man. Frustrating the shit out of him, man. Telling him, you're going to move that bishop over there and you're going to move the rook over here and I'm going to take this piece and go ahead and move it. Go ahead and move it. And through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yashai, Esau is being made bare. So this is 2nd Ezra 2 and 43. And in the midst of them was a young man of high stature, taller than the rest, and upon every one of their heads he sat crowns and was more exalted, which I marveled at greatly. So I asked the angel and said, Sir, what are these? He answered and said unto me, These be they that have put off the mortal clothing, they have and put on the immortal, and confess the name of the Most High. Now they are crowned and receive palms, which is the whole goal of this ministry, is to be here, the crowning. Then said I to the angel, What young person is it that crowneth them, and giveth them palms in their hands? So he answered and said unto me, It is the Son of the Most High, whom they have confessed in the world, Yahweh Shai. Then began I greatly to commend them that stood so stiffly for the name of the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahshai. Beautiful. Let's read this again. So he answered and said unto me, it is the Son of the Most High, whom they have confessed in the world. And the testimony of Yahushua is the spirit of prophecy, to be a seer, to say before. And that's what we're doing through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. So I answered, and he said, so he answered and said to me, it is the Son of the Most High, whom they have confessed in the world. Then began I greatly to commend them that stood so stiffly for the name of the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. So that's what we're going to have to do and keep on doing. He that endured to the end, the same shall be saved, roughly paraphrasing the book of Matthew, So, Lord's will, you're edified by the sit down. Closing out, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Rakah Quadash. Double honors to the apostles of Israel, a.k.a. the head apostles of Great Millstone, who rule well and teach well with sound doctrine. Shalom to the elders of Great Millstone. Peace, love, salutations, and blessings to all the sincere Akim and Aquath who subscribe to this truth. A hearty shalom to the men of Valor Camp, NYC, New Jersey, first camp I ever heard the truth from. And a shalom to the men out there on the highways and byways, teaching and preaching in truth and sincerity, risking their lives, risking their freedom, making their bodies a living sacrifice to do so. And closing out, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakah Quadash. And Lord's will, you're edified by this. And to the next time, Lord's will, shalom.